Hi, it's Nick Shell. You know me. I take my phone around Target, whatever store it is, and I look for curious stuff. That's how I found all those Ghostbusters toys on clearance weeks before the movie even came out. So I am a fan of Target. Let me be very clear about that. I'm just looking at observations. I'm in the men's clothing section. I was looking at these t-shirts. I was like, oh yeah, one of these days I'm finally going to buy that Red Hot Chili Peppers t-shirt. And as I do, I look behind me at this All-American Football. Now I'm not a huge sports fan, but at the same time, I definitely want to make sure that I teach my son to throw football and that sort of thing. So I'm like, that's a cool football. Let me take a look at this football. So of course, good old American football. That's what it says. Like a flag, so proudly we hail. And of course, you know where it's made. It's not made in America. I mean, just for the proof, because you need that proof for this. For it is. Look at that. Yeah, of course. It is made in China. So I'm like, I mean, we're not surprised by that anymore, all right? I mean, if something's so American, it's not made in America. We've also got the bottle opener, where it clearly says USA all the way. You would think that if it was USA all the way, that it would be made in America, right? But we know better than that. This is America, in which the free market has determined we can do stuff cheaper overseas in China, and then complain about them, I guess, that we're whatever complaints we want to make up against them. But of course, it's also made in China. I mean, we can say this thing about the whole display here. It's all American, but it's all made in China. What's funny is too, by the way, my blog is Family Friendly Daddy Blog. I recently did a post showing all the fireworks that my son and I did together, and one of them was this. It was a tank. It was a tank that explodes. It was really cool. It was always one of my favorites. But this one was, it looked just like this football, but it was a tank made out of cardboard. It was completely an American flag, and of course, right in the back, made in China. So again, I'm not saying I have a problem with things made in China. I definitely don't have a problem with Target or anything like that. I'm just saying it's funny though when something's so American, and that's the whole thing. Look how American this thing is. Okay, I'm gonna look and see how American this thing is. I'm gonna see that it's actually made in China. When something's not made in China, then I'm actually amazed by it. And what I've found is it's not necessarily the things that are so American as far as red, white, and blue. For example, for example, I just said the right phrase. For example, I recently bought a Simply Fit board, which I saw featured on Shark Tank, and I love it. By the way, I endorse it. And as I noticed, though, with this, they are actually made in America. And there wasn't even proudly displayed on the box or anything like that. I just simply turned over as made in America. Wow. So some things are surprisingly made in America, but just because it has the colors on it, and even if it says America, don't assume it's made in America. But again, that's commentary really on the free market and society and how China can do it cheaper, and therefore... And I'm not blaming small business owners for sending their stuff to be made overseas, and then I'm not putting that down. Why? Because I know it goes back to the free market. The free market determines what people decide collectively, unanimously, what they're going to pay for a product. And I'm going to close one more time this video by showing you one more thing about the free market. It goes back to Ghostbusters, the new reboot movie. Whether there's an agenda or not against men in this movie, I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. But it appears that no men in this movie are taken seriously as far as that goes. Let me find that right aisle for a Ghostbusters to kind of show you what's going on. I should know my way around better. The store by now. Here it is. It's by the Ninja Turtles. But it just goes back to this. The free market has decided that Ghostbusters toys are on clearance, 30% off. That's the free market has decided that. And it's the same thing with no matter how great of a product you have, if it's all American, ultimately, if it's cheaper to make it in China and that's how you're going to afford to keep your business running, then I guess that's what you're going to do. But just to show you, yeah, Ghostbusters clearance, 30% off. The movie doesn't even come out for a few more days. So I get it. You got to do what's going to make the product sell and what you can afford to do as a business. Maybe you do have to send it overseas to China. No judgment for me. But at the same time, maybe you're like Simply Fit and they can afford to actually make it in America. But I challenge you, anytime you see something that's so overtly American with the red, white, and blue flags on it, just flip it over and look where it says Made in China and then laugh and think of me. This is Nick Shell with Family Friendly Daddy Vlog.